Alright, continuing on here. Right after melee began and right at about the dead center line of the middle map. So we have first fire, side B. One thing they've got going here that's kind of established center control is a row of crossbowmen down in the pool at a lower level, because they're lower, or their heads are considered ground level. These crossbowmen, who normally couldn't shoot over anybody with an arcing shot, can shoot over them because they're lower level and close enough. And because they're shooting up above, they're from a higher elevation to a higher elevation. The range doesn't really even matter. So they all get shots from the lip of the berm, and they all get shots from above it and behind. And so the siege, the Franks, are trying to get out of the way of that, because it is lethal. But there's some targets now. Since all these guys are down, they're not intervening, since they also are low. These can be shot at in the lip here. That's considered medium cover. But Sir Lacy couldn't get far enough away, honestly, where he got wounded. He couldn't get to anywhere worthwhile, so he's going to receive 1, 2, 3, 4 crossbow bolts. They're all at medium range, and he's got heavy armor. So it is there are 4 +1 shots. He might survive. He does. Well, he would have, but he got retreat successes, and he can't. So he's going to retreat 2, and then up to his movement allowance, and then die. And let's see, Morris here, unlucky to be on the end. Fire 2 close range crossbow shots, both going through 1 hex of concealment, so they're both -1s. And he just has to retreat 2. Giles. Yep, that's blocked. That shot would be. Achy back there probably is not. So it's 21 medium range through 2 hexes of concealment, so it's a net +1 shot. Miss. Okay. These 2 crossbowmen. Brendan. say range 17, which is medium range. Anything 16 or higher is medium range for everything except a ballista. So it's just medium range, but no armor, no concealment. So it's 2 -1 shots. They both miss. And who haven't I picked on yet that they could pick? Mordred here in the medium cover of the trench, or the hole. These three is medium range, medium cover, no concealment. So that's net +1s. It's +2 for medium cover, +3 for total for medium range, -2 because they're crossbows firing. So that's 3 shots +1. No results. And this is going to be medium range, medium cover, at armor through concealment. It's a net +3 as a wasted arrow. But yeah, he won't shoot, so that he'll just plan on moving. He can't. That's it for the crossbowman. Now the short bowman. And so what I'm being careful to do here is not shoot at the same guys that I already got shot at, because it has to be. You can't do that. You can't just one at a time. You have to allocate everything. And so I'm going to test my memory. Go back and watch the footage later. You know what I normally do is I'll move a piece if I know he got shot at, just to help remind me. Let's see, are any of these short bowmen threatened? Now, to be threatened, there has to be an unengaged enemy that could move to engage them, that they have a line of sight to. They are all threatened anyway, so because they're threatened, they're actually not going to be looking for those long distance shots. They have to shoot who's threatening them, or someone within 3 hexes of that, or nobody. And they can't shoot him or anybody within 3. So they can't shoot him. 1, 2. Now, 2, 4, 6. Up on the hill, they are not threatened. So they can lob some. There's Angren at an effective range 9 at Roger, because he's shooting downhill. So that's just an unmodified shot. I miss. And I'll move him to remind me that he took a shot. These 3 guys in the back. Should have piled up more of them to shoot at one of the only ones they could. There's an interesting shot. So Fletcher on Art, well, nope, he can't. He's next to a friendly character. Well, I won't labor it, so I kind of screwed that up. That's it. That's all the first shots. So movement phase. Okay, oh wait, before that, the morale check. He's a level 2 leader, which means he projects his morale checks 4 hexes away and adds 2 to the morale roll, the morale check roll. So that's actually no effect unless we roll a 9 or a 10. There could have been bloodlust. Okay. Now movement. I'll start over here. Okay, Giles 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to come off the line. We'll advance. And now all of these characters are continuous and within a command radius, so they can all engage anybody I want. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4. 3. This wounded mark, he would be challenged if he tried to go back out of there, so he didn't. Wolf will move to there. Advance. Carpenter 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. Gobin 2, 4, 6, 8. That Ben will move into there. Ben will back up. There. I'm starting to provide some space so those defender retreats don't all result in wounds. Okay, now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, that one over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Denny's 2, 4, 6. I'll come out, move to there. And over here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. doesn't. 2, 4, 6. Okay. You can't move without being challenged. I'm not going to risk getting him killed. That's all the movement. Second shot, so I didn't move any short bowmen more than a half, so they can all shoot. Okay. Firing over intervening characters. If you're elevated, they count as 3 hexes closer. And if that puts them at a range of 0 or more, that means you get to shoot over them for free. So in other words, they can shoot over them as if they weren't intervening, but them, when they shoot over those guys will... Wait. No. Because they're elevated, the intervening penalties doesn't apply to anything that's half the distance to the target or closer. Okay. As long as it's on a lower level. So, let's see. Lines of side are going to be kind of tight here. Morris. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Range 12. I'll just fire those 4. Those are all range 12, which is medium range for short bow. So 4 plus 1 shots at Morris. Wow, no results. And give him a movement icon. The 2 on the hill, I'm going to test the line of sight to Brendan here with them. And they can't shoot over Crispin, but they don't need to. And also, yeah, so because they're shooting downhill, their range is considered 3 hexes closer, which means it's considered short range. It goes from 11 to 8. So they got 2 0 modifier shots on Brendan. He does have to retreat too. And Engarand. I'm just going to see who you can see in Lob 1. It's +1 because he's having to shoot around or over someone. It's probably not even worth it. Range 12. He's having to arc the shot over intervening people that are on the same level as him. So it's +1 concealment per. It would be a +4, a +5 shot. There's no point. So he won't shoot. I checked twice. Can't find a shot. Melee. Okay, now I'm going to mark. I'm just going to hook all these crossbowmen and put ceasefire to take off the firing T. Melee. Alright. Perkin and Burton here. 16 to 8 is a net 8 to 1 because they're attacking out of terrain. Cancels out the ganging up. 2 under is a wound. Odo, Gam, and Crispin on Cliff. That's 23 to 6, so it rounds up to 4 to 1 for ganging up. 8 is an attacker wounded. Multiple selection is Odo. Okay. Ben will attack Cliff there at 1 to 1. 1. That's actually a stun. Okay, here, Watt, Mark, and Crispin, 12, 19 to 3, so that rounds up to 7 to 1. 5, 2 less than is a wound. Now with the defense of 1, so if Burton attacks him, he'll surrender. And I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to go Burton, Hall, and this Hall. So that's 25 to 5 is a rounded up to 6 to 1. And 1, 5 less, he's deceased. And this one will advance. Mark some space. Morale check for this is a spearman morale check. 6 is 1 character panicked, wounded first by proximity. So I believe this man that just suffered a grievous wound moments before. Now, he's obligated to move up to 6 hexes, not exceeding his movement allowance, to get away from enemies, which means he's going to get challenged first hex. It's a d6 -1 because he's wounded. And he passed. So he moves to there 1. Now he can get away 2, 3, 4. Okay. Over here, Boyer and Engerend will attack Morris at 4 to 1. 8, that's an attacker wounded. Multiple selection. Picks Engerend. Engerend, I guess. Okay. Okay, here, Hollywood and Tyler both 19 points to Hayden is 3 to 1, 4 to 1 because they're ganging up, 5 to 1 because everybody is attacking downhill, 6 to 1 because the defender is on negative terrain, 5 to 1 because they're attacking from any terrain. So 5 to 1, a 5 is defender stunned. And unfortunately for them, Smith here's panicked, so he can't attack. Else he would try the 4 to 1 on the stunned Spearman. Alright, that is it for their melee. Now we have to be thorough in checking these stunned. I look for panicked or rallied, routed. That might be back here. 2, 4, 6. Yep. He's no longer panicked. Alright, that's it for side A. or side B, side A, first fire. I got a couple. 3 maybe. Maybe not. He can't shoot up and over that lip because he's closer to it than the elevated people. However, he can shoot completely over it, so let's see where his shot might end up. Right there, range 16. That's medium range. So it's -1, 4. Let's retreat 2. And good. Just one more time to see if he's got a clear shot. Yeah. Range 20. Medium range, crossbow, -1. Miss. And that's going to be it. Movement. They're all within. Everybody's going to be within command control over here. Because the Knights project at 4 hexes. And nobody's isolated everybody's pretty much in continuous. So Okay. He shot. Alright. Lines are shaping up. The French got their halberdiers and their bills into the melee quicker. So we'll see what kind of impact that has. I'll start looking very carefully for the ones that haven't moved. Two, three, five, 7. Alright. That's all for movement. They have no short bows or long bows or anything. They could shoot the second time. So melee. That's going to be 4-1 on Perkin, who can't retreat. And he's stunned. 7-1 on Odo. There. Stunned, so he is killed. And that's what attacker. Yeah, attacker wounded. Normally it is a death sentence when in fights like this. So rank 4 morale check. 1 character panic from that hex. So first, is there anybody wounded within 3? And yep, that so that wolf, he can count as the first check, and it's neutralized by Sergeant Martin because he's closer to the sergeant. So that neutralizes that morale failure. It doesn't change the complexion much anyway. Nothing over here. 17. That's 6-1 on that Cedric. 4 is an attacker wounded. 4 above the odds is attacker wounded. So multiple selection. It is this spearman. And over here, Persa and Arnold and Gareth. So that's 20-30 is all they can muster. He's going to round up to 4-1 against Watt. 5. 1 above is defender retreat, and he cannot, so he is wounded. It took all 3 of them to do that. Boers and Evans is 5-1 on Crispin. One above is defender retreat, and he cannot. And this is where getting flanked really starts to hurt. And the fact the French had to come across the ford and were less organized means I just took way too long getting lined up, getting to where the melee would start with the British, English. Now, Brendan and Roger here, 12 points against this Burton, 2-1. 4. That's 2 above the odds, means defender retreat. He can't. So he is wounded. And that's all the melee there on that line. Really went the siege character's way. Really went their way. Alright. Engerand. 14. I'll attack him, rounded up to 8-1. He can survive, so he doesn't surrender. And he does, because that's defender retreat. And he will retreat there. He'll advance. These two will attack Boyer at 3-1. The 4 above is an attacker wounded. Multiple selection picks him. Okay. Cliff and Sean will attack Ollyward at 4-1. It's 3-1, 4-1 for ganging up. Terrain is neutralized. 5 above is just no effect at all. Nothing there. Godric and Hayden. 17-2, 8-1, 9-1. Any result would result in his death, so he surrenders. And Arnold will attack this Smith at a 2-1 because it's a free attack. It's 3-1, 2-1 because he's on bad terrain. 2-1, but oh wait, no. Panicked characters can generate results against the attacker. Yeah, he'll do it anyway. 2-1. 1 defender stunned, so he is deceased. Hello, cat. And he'll advance. That is a rank 2 morale check. And it would have been 1 character panic if there were any rank 2 within 3 there. There. Now, stunned recover. Panicked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, he is not far enough away, so he's still panicked, and he's not adjacent to a leader or within 2 of a king or something like that. So that's it for side A. And when I resume, it'll be time to see if how side B can respond. The reserve line is going to get tested right off the bat. To decide what I want to do with the skirmishers, the short bowmen, back them all off, or what? Time will tell.